It is exactly 6 minutes past 8 a.m. This is Smart Means Business. Andrew Barije with Father Akirabu. Now, it's always the norm and custom here in Smart Means Business to inspire the viewers each and every morning, because some of these quotes that are written, these are quotes that are written by the entrepreneurs, career masters at any career that you wish to pursue at some point in life. Well, let's get into the Smart Means Business quote of the day today. Well, the gentleman said that 19 people might like your work, the 20th may hate it. But of course, that shouldn't lay you down, because there is a huge risk when you let criticism lay you down. I've seen this in various ways, because when you design a craft folder, you get to notice, let me say, if you make something, you make a podcast, you post it there, and you want people to give you some feedback, like, how is it like? And then people like it, and then somebody criticizes you. And you feel embarrassed because of one person's opinion.
And it's so funny how the mind chooses to focus on the negative,
exactly,
more than the positive. So when you see that
yes.
one negative comment, or someone comes to your inbox and tells you something about something you did, it so happens to be something that could affect you, and you even forget about all the good that everyone has said, right?
Okay.
So I really don't choose to focus on the 20th person, because I personally think they have issues.
What about a scenario where 19 don't like it and the 20th one likes it?
Then at least that situation, then there must be something wrong,
No, but at some point it's relative, perhaps, because sometimes you check the background of the person who comments. Who are they?
Yeah.
What do they know? What are their interests?
Yeah.
So you find somebody is commenting something about what you posted, and they are totally in different worlds. So is it worth giving attention? Because I don't think there is anything like perfection being relative or something. And I think negative criticism is one of the attributes that you're growing. Because in most cases, when you're getting only positive criticism, be careful. You could find that the people that are giving you that criticism perhaps are close to you. So they are afraid to say that. And somebody that is out of your circles comes and it tells you the truth. Okay, I don't want to say the truth. His opinion. Because truth is truth. Maybe what we always battle with are facts. There is a difference between facts and truth. Okay, he has mentioned a fact, but is it true that it's not good? Well, I don't think it's something to think about.
Yeah.
Then, there is my quote today, what I feel like sharing. There's something I was actually sharing about anything is easy and anything is hard. And what makes something easy is when you make it a lifestyle. Because somebody was telling me, it shouldn't work. There's no such a thing like work. It should be a lifestyle. When it is a lifestyle, that means you do everything with ease. You can demonstrate anything with ease, and other than a profession. Because when it's a profession, you only get serious to it at a specific time. For example, if you report to work from Monday to Friday, that means you're only going to give that attention Monday up to Friday. But so 2 days you're off. So when you return back on Friday, and it explains why sometimes when you report back to that profession, you feel exhausted. Why? Because you feel like you're working. It's not a lifestyle. But if it's a lifestyle, everything will seem to be normal.
Yeah. Well, my quote of the day would be that if you hang around the barber shop long enough, sooner or later you are going to get a haircut. Now that is coming in from Denzel Washington.
Oh, yeah.
And with this, I would think that the more you persist, the more you stick around, something is going to come along in the short run or in the long run. And yesterday, I thought about this quote yesterday in the evening after I had left work.
Yes.
And I was having a conversation with a friend who I felt like I needed to share it with them there and then.
Yes.
But I don't know how it skipped my mind. So I thought about it again this morning, right?
Okay.
Because work seems to be something that is hard, right?
Yes.
But you've already been there for long enough, right?
Enough, yeah.
How about maybe one more year? That could be, that could be, they say that, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, But just because you don't see that light, doesn't mean that it's not there. So, I don't know, maybe this last lap that you're taking currently is what will get you the haircut that you need, you know? So, of course, I would love to dedicate that to my friend who I had with a conversation yesterday. And I hope that he is actually tuned in and watching. Yeah.
He's tuned in.
So, that is my quote of the day.
Wow. Maybe just to add something. You see, social media is becoming a huge talk everywhere when it comes to promotion.
Yeah.
And somebody said, I was actually listening to somebody who said that if you don't do things according to where the world is heading, you'll find that something is not right within yourself. Yeah. What rich people do, they always interact or get knowledge from people who can help them know where is the world heading in 5 years? Where is the world going to be in 2050? Yeah. So when they get that information, they don't wait for 2050. They start to do it now. So at the time we reach 2040, as we have new people adapting to the trend, it will be exhausted. It will be nothing. But the earlier person that detected and they took part, they will be on the top. Yeah. So always challenge yourself to understand where is the world. Where will the world be 5 to 10 years from now? Once you know that, don't wait for that time. Start now. That will create the difference. And now, social media is definitely now the new norm of marketing and making massive sales. Well, now heading into our business update. Now, the hazardous pesticides, which are a silent killer in Uganda. Now, we all know that that agriculture is the mainstay of Uganda's economy, employing around 70% of the working population, and most of them are definitely practicing subsistence farming. Now, the sector accounts for about 24% of Uganda's gross domestic product and is in the main source of food raw materials for the industries and foreign exchange. Now, according to the National Organic Agriculture Policy, Uganda's agriculture system is by default largely organic. Now, we also know that the sector is facing challenges that hinder its potential for growth and sustainability. Now, this can include the inter alia declining the soil fertility, over-reliance on rain-fed agriculture, inadequate access to modern farming technologies. We have the poor infrastructure and vulnerability to the climate change. Now, what is happening is that most of the pesticides that are used in this country are imported from these European countries. And you realize that 65% of some of these pesticides that are sold in Uganda are actually not used in the markets that are exporting them to us. And at the end of the day, once we use these products and the crops, they destroy the quality of the crops, which makes them poisonous in nature. And once we export those crops in the raw state back to the European markets to be processed into finished products, these materials are already compromised in nature. And now, before you know it, we are banned from exporting these to these countries. Now, there is a challenge. You deny me to export something that you actually made me import. So that is the whole argument that is coming in here. So we see that the persistent challenge of pesticide, of pest resistance, given Uganda's tropical climate, which favors pest diversity and faster multiplication rates, pest and disease management remain one of the major production constraints, and most especially for the farmers of the different crops in Uganda. Now, these challenges inhibit productivity, talking about negatively, they impact people's livelihoods and compromise the attainment of the sustainable development goals, particularly the goal to zero hunger. Now, there has been further noted that in order to increase agriculture productivity, controlling harmful pests and diseases and invasive weeds is actually crucial. Yeah, to take it that way. Now, pesticides continue to be the main tool that is used in the pest management worldwide, with a projection of about 309 billion United States dollars by 2025. Now, the Food and Agriculture Organization asserts that the total quantity of agriculture pesticides used in Uganda doubled in 12 years. That was in 2010 and 2022, from 2,990 tons to about 6,000, that is 9 tons. This according to the FAO. Now, similarly, the monetary value of pesticides imported to Uganda more than doubled from 32.57 million to about 75.87 million in 2022, with actually a peak import value of about 108.57 million reported in 2020. Now, currently, there is actually approximately more than 40 registered pesticides importing companies in the country. Now, the increased use of pesticides is attributed to their use for weeding and the increased use of hybrid seeds and livestock. Now, there has been an observation. According to the official Uganda Agrochemical Register, that is the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Husbandry, Industry and Fisheries, and the National Drug Authority, the country had at least 115 active ingredients and 669 brands of synthetic pesticides legally registered for use in Uganda by the end of 2023. Now, synthetic pesticides are persistent organic chemicals manufactured to repel, immobilize, and capture, kill organisms considered as pests. Now, according to the 2024 Food Security, 2024 Food Safety Security Report published by the Food Safety Coalition Uganda, on that is FOCSU, Food Security Safety Crop Protection. We see that insights from Uganda's agriculture sector of the legally registered active ingredients include 47.8% and 68.6% of the brands in Uganda qualified as highly hazardous pesticides, according to the pesticide action criteria for the highly hazardous pesticides. Now, these pesticides are classified as reproductive toxicants. Yes, these are reproductive toxicants that negatively affect the human reproductive system and actually have adverse effects on pregnancy outcomes and reduce fertility. Now, this is from the side of the pregnant mothers that use it. And simply, it's trying to tell you that your health is in danger, whether you, both male and female, in this perspective. Now, it is worth noting that by July 2023, 65% of the 55 flagged active ingredients registered for use in Uganda and yet considered as highly hazardous pesticides, according to the Pesticide Action Network criteria. Now, these were not approved for use in the European Union. So, in other words, what we imported as pesticides are not approved in Europe, where they come from. They don't approve them, So, it's worth noting that by July 2023, like I said, 65.5% of the 55 flagged active ingredients registered for use in Uganda and yet considered as highly hazardous, according to the Pesticide Action Network criteria, were not approved for use in the European Union exporting countries, as indicated Now, the majority, that is about 49% of these highly toxic to bees, 20% are carcinogenic. Oh, this is a biological term. They are carcinogenic and reproductive toxicants, while 18% are probable carcinogens. Fatal that is if inhaled. They can be fatal if inhaled by a normal human being for that. So the report still proceeds along. There is so much to actually discuss and break down in regards to this report. Maybe as we put it to the close, we shall of course have a series of discussions in relation to that, where we shall be having the different stakeholders, the different experts in the agriculture field, and pesticide experts. Now, according to UNICEF, pregnant and breastfeeding mothers, children under the age of 5 and elderly are more vulnerable to the effects of pesticides, like have been mentioned. And these have also affected Uganda's export markets, whereby they are cited to be harmful. They are being cited to be harmful to the health. So these countries are so much zealous to protect the well-being of their citizens. So they say, don't import any food material that is coming in from Uganda. Why? Because to grow that material, they use the pesticide that is not approved in our market. That's the politics in this one. Well, let's go for the break at this point, and I'll be returning with entertainment. Stick around.